Violence is never the answer. Wherever you are, whatever what your belief in, whatever political views that you have, violence is never the answer. When you come to understand the value of human being, that God created us in the image and likeness of God, that He created us for a purpose, to love our neighbor as ourselves, violence is never the answer. It really doesn't matter what your background is. I keep seeing the news about violence in Indonesia, in America, in Gaza, in Israel. Oh my God, there is so many. It comes to conclusion, and I do being fully convinced that we are being, our generation is lead towards the end of the time. You know what I'm saying? Where violence is normal, where everything doing something that for what you believe, with especially with violence, is considered normal. It's even being celebrated. It's not normal. It's disgusting. It's unbelievable. I do feel like I'm not the perfect guy to talk about this, because I haven't let out my voice to defend against our government, to defend against government in Indonesia, because there is a situation in Indonesia right now where the people of Indonesia protest against the government because they're doing the bullshit that the government has. So there is a situation in Indonesia. So I feel I'm not the perfect guy to talk about this, but it made me realize though, I just can't contain it anymore, that I have to say to someone, actually, I have to let out my voice somewhere. So yeah, I'm making this video for you guys to know my thoughts. Violence is never the answer. So this morning I got the news that Charlie Kirk was pronounced dead. He got shot in the University of Utah by, I don't know, I think it's some old Democratic guy, I don't know, man. And yeah, I got the news that he got shot at the university like around earlier this day, 2 a.m. in the morning. Before I went to sleep, I opened Instagram and I saw the news that Charlie Kirk got shot in the neck. Oh my God, bro. And yeah, so I let out my prayer for Charlie Kirk, and then I went to sleep. And then I woke up and I saw the news, and I opened my phone and I saw the news that Charlie Kirk was pronounced dead at the age of 31, I think. It's something unbelievable, Not forget to mention, prior to today, in America there is also a murderer stabbing a white woman in a subway, or I forgot. I think it was on a train. I don't know. It's unbelievable. It's disgusting. And I saw the video as well that when Charlie Kirk got shot in the fucking neck. Really, it's unbelievable. But it goes to show how pathetic human is. How senseless and emotionless, and they do everything for their own sake, for their own satisfaction. Again, I'm not the perfect guy to talk about politics, but I do feel like that there is so many things that I don't get. I'm not saying that I'm patriotic or I'm on the right side, but this is come out from an 18 years old. I just turned 18 2 days ago, so I'm still new in this kind of area. I just don't. There is so many things that I don't get, that I don't understand, from the political view, from the left, especially liberal. I don't know, man. There is a couple things that I'm terrified of, that I saw online, and I encounter myself in real life, is feminism, in the sense that it's not for women fight for their right to live, but women fight for the same wage, the same payment as men, in the sense that they have the same performance, they do the same thing. Well, if they really do exactly the same, then yeah, they should deserve it. But when we look at WNBA, they protest for a better payment. Comparing it to the NBA, it's just it doesn't make sense, because the cooperation, the industry of WNBA process way less money than the NBA itself. So the payment is, it's arguably fair, and many more. And I encounter most of the time a aggressive feminist. I don't know why they're so aggressive, bro. Calm down. Back to what I was saying. Yeah, I'm not an expert on this field. I'm just saying based on my personality, based on my experience and what I encounter in real life, and also what I saw online, which is not really reliable. So just take this with a grain of salt. And also the idea that liberal propose, they are too focused on identity. I don't know, man. I really don't get it. Something that I don't understand doesn't mean is false, doesn't mean is bad. So I still need to learn it. But the liberal stuff about the identity, I don't get it. they are so focused and so uh it all about the identity stuff, bro. Here's my opinion. When we focus on identity, you know, uh, for example, like me, identity as a dog or a fish or something like that, they, them, or something like that. We created a lot of separation, a lot of groups. I don't know if it's a bad thing or a good thing, but you know, when there is so many of this shit, okay, pronouns is unlimited, and also how you identify yourself is unlimited. I can identify myself as the right person on this argument, so you can only say yes. Maybe, I don't know if I used that correctly, but you know, the idea is somewhat stupid. I do feel like that they misunderstood, misinterpret what their main goal is. You know, yeah. Because this when someone, even me, if I'm not talking critically, you know, if I'm not argue uh, against someone that has a different view, a different opinion, I tend, if I'm not argue to that guy, or even talk, you know, as a guy, as a person, I tend to be more, you know, my mind is tricking me, and I tend and this is and people will tend to be more violent, okay, because they created this affirmation in their head. They don't need to talk to that person anymore, to that kind of group anymore, and they will be more violent. So yeah, I do feel like that the left wing tends to be more close-minded when it comes to, you know, talk about something like this. Yeah, I just want to talk about that, you know. That's how I think as an 18 years old, and I know it's not the best, and it's, in fact, it's not something you could rely on. I'm just saying, you know, and I'm totally sick, man. Yeah, my prayers goes to the victims, and yeah, I'm not gonna make another political video again, okay? So don't start commenting what your views on this and that and right, or cause I don't know. Yeah, violence is never the answer. We all should talk it all out with good atmosphere, with good vibes. You know, I have my own belief, and really we should be mainstream, we should be open-minded, you know. Everybody is. So yeah, I hope this message finds you well. I don't know who's gonna saw this video. I might upload this on my IG story, but let's see. Yeah, man. Pray for it. I pray for Indonesia. I pray for the world. I pray for the victims of violence. And yeah, we could never ever celebrate someone's death, especially after violence. Anyone should be heard, not by a glimpse. You need in order in order for you and I to understand each other, we need to talk first. We need to spend time, and we need to be patient. You cannot suddenly conclude that this guy is a fucking dickhead after a 5 minutes conversation. You haven't seen my other side. You haven't known me, the way how I treat anyone. I treat a homeless guy or treat my family. We cannot. So we need to be open-minded. You and I, okay? Yeah, I hope God have mercy on us. I really do. For God loves us so much. For God loves you and I so much. For God loves the people that the murderer so much, that He gave His only begotten Son for you and I to be saved. That's it, guys. Just take it with a grain of salt. I hope my message finds you well. And yeah, keep praying for your nation. Keep praying for your family. Keep praying, man. Violence is never the answer. Hope you guys doing well. Take care and peace.